This video is a continuation of our previous reflection on the book of Job. In the last message, we explored the question that never falls silent: why the righteous suffer and why God sometimes seems quiet. Now we go deeper. This next chapter invites you to sit longer with Job's journey, to move beyond the question itself and into what God reveals through the waiting. If the first video spoke to your heart, this one will help you see the story unfolding with greater clarity, depth, and hope. Prayer. Gracious God, as the night settles around us, we come without hurry and without masks. We step out of the noise of the day and into your presence just as we are, tired, worn, and ready to lay things down. We loosen our grip on what we tried to control and open our hearts to what you freely give. Let the joy that comes from you rise gently within us, not loud, not forced, but calm and steady. Teach us the quiet joy found in stillness, the kind of spiritual joy that doesn't depend on results, only on being close to you. Tonight, we choose inner peace, a deep rest of the soul that softly assures us, we are safe here. Breathe your calm into every part of us. Slow our thoughts, one breath at a time. Bring ease to our minds and rest to our hearts. Where tension has taken root, tenderly release it. Where worry has built barriers, lovingly create space. Let a sense of inner steadiness grow as the silence that calms settles around us. This is a peace that doesn't need explanation, only acceptance. We welcome it now with quiet gratitude. You know the thoughts that surface when the lights go out, the uninvited worries, the lingering questions, the memories that won't rest. Like the journey described in the book of Job, we've waited, questioned, trusted, and wondered. Still, here we are, choosing once again to rest in you. Teach us how to trust without carrying tomorrow through the night. Let mental rest flow gently, like a slow and steady stream, guiding us towards sleep with patience and kindness. Come close to those who are weary, Lord. Be present with tired hearts and overworked minds. You see every detail, even the ones we struggle to name. Cover us with your grace, soft grace, enduring grace. Allow emotional rest to settle in, releasing what no longer needs to be held. Help us quiet our thoughts before sleep, letting each breath sink deeper, grow lighter, and move slower. As these words continue, let reflection fade into rest. Let faith meet us not as effort, but as surrender. May this prayer become a quiet companion through the night, gently leading us into deep and healing rest. Speak a peaceful word over our sleep, a word that brings rest without fear. Let our hearts feel lighter, our minds clearer, and our souls deeply held. Now, we lie down with confidence, trusting that while we sleep, you remain watchful. We release today. We release tomorrow. We rest, completely, safely, and deeply, in you. Amen. The story of Job and the question that never falls silent. There is an ancient question, one as old as faith itself, that has crossed civilizations, languages, and generations without losing its power. Why do those who strive to live rightly still suffer so deeply? This question doesn't belong only to the pages of Scripture. It shows up today in hospital hallways, in sleepless nights inside quiet bedrooms, in homes where prayers have been offered again and again, yet answers still feel far away. This was true in the days of Book of Job, and in many ways, it remains true in our own time. Job lived a faith that was genuine, not idealized or performative, but deeply sincere. He didn't seek God only when life was good. His entire life was shaped by reverence, humility, and commitment. And yet, within a short and devastating span of time, everything that gave him stability was stripped away. Today, the same experience unfolds in different forms. Honest people lose their jobs without warning. Families who pray together face unexpected diagnoses. Those who trusted, served, and remained faithful watch their plans collapse without explanation. The settings change, but the pain feels familiar, and the question keeps echoing. Just as in Job's time, our generation faces a quiet danger: the temptation to explain suffering with quick, shallow answers. Phrases like, "You must have done something," "You didn't have enough faith," or "God is correcting you," may sound spiritual, but they often deepen the wound. These are modern echoes of the rigid theology spoken by Job's friends. In trying to protect the idea of a just God, they end up sacrificing the dignity of the one who suffers. And as in Job's story, these explanations don't heal. They intensify isolation and make the silence heavier. The book of Job leads us to an uncomfortable yet freeing truth. Not all suffering is punishment, and not every season of waiting is a sign of abandonment. There are moments when heaven seems silent not because God has withdrawn, but because something greater is unfolding, something beyond what limited human vision can grasp. Job had no awareness of what was happening beyond the visible world, yet his faithfulness was being witnessed in a realm he could not see. In the same way, many struggles today that feel senseless or unfair carry purposes that surpass immediate understanding. We live in an age trained to seek control, fast explanations, and measurable outcomes. We want to understand everything, justify everything, explain everything. But Job's journey confronts us with a difficult reality. Trusting God does not always mean understanding what He is doing. Sometimes trust looks like continuing to walk forward when logic collapses and the heart aches. Job was not indifferent to pain. He questioned. He wept. He protested. He spoke to God from the raw place of suffering, not from denial. And this, too, is faith. Faith is not forced silence or artificial acceptance. Faith is staying turned toward God even when words come out broken, even when prayer is reduced to a weary sigh. Job did not turn his back on God. He turned toward Him with everything he had, including his anguish. Our culture often confuses blessing with the absence of problems. But Job's story offers a different perspective. The greatest blessing is not a life without pain, but a faith that does not break in pain. When everything was taken from him, something essential remained intact: his desire for God, not for the benefits, but for the presence. This is the kind of faith that endures across generations and remains deeply relevant today. Then comes the moment when arguments run out. Human explanations fail. Even the one who suffers falls silent. It is at this point that God speaks, not to explain every detail of suffering, but to reveal who He is. Job comes to understand that God's sovereignty was not diminished by his pain. And we, too, are invited to learn this. God's silence never means the absence of care. At the end of the story, there is restoration, renewal, and blessing. Yet something even deeper stands out beyond what was returned. The true treasure lies in who Job became through the process. His faith matured, less dependent on rewards and more rooted in relationship. God honors that faith. God restores. God vindicates. And God shows that suffering did not have the final word. For us today, This is the hope that remains alive. Not every story ends with the same visible outcome, but every story entrusted to God finds meaning, care, and redemption. Trusting God does not spare us from storms, but it keeps us from being lost within them. The God who allows the process is the same God who sustains, restores, and transforms pain into testimony. If today you feel like Job, tired, confused, surrounded by silence, remember this: God still sees, still knows, still remains present. The night may feel long, but it is not endless. The faithfulness that feels invisible today is precious in God's sight. And in the right time, He speaks, He restores, and He reveals that no tear was wasted. Trust, remain, rest. The story is not over yet. Job 4. Eliphaz. Then Eliphaz the Temanite replied, "If someone ventures a word with you, will you be impatient? But who can keep from speaking? Think how you have instructed many, how you have strengthened feeble hands. Your words have supported those who stumbled. You have strengthened faltering knees. But now trouble comes to you, and you are discouraged. It strikes you, and you are dismayed. Should not your piety be your confidence, and your blameless ways your hope? Consider now, who, being innocent, has ever perished? Where were the upright ever destroyed? As I have observed, those who plow evil and those who sow trouble reap it. At the breath of God they perish. At the blast of His anger they are no more. The lions may roar and growl, yet the teeth of the great lions are broken. The lion perishes for lack of prey, and the cubs of the lioness are scattered. A word was secretly brought to me, my ears caught a whisper of it. Amid disquieting dreams in the night, when deep sleep falls on people, fear and trembling seized me and made all my bones shake. A spirit glided past my face, and the hair on my body stood on end. It stopped, but I could not tell what it was. A form stood before my eyes, and I heard a hushed voice. Can a mortal be more righteous than God? Can even a strong man be more pure than his Maker? If God places no trust in His servants, if He charges His angels with error, how much more those who live in houses of clay, whose foundations are in the dust, who are crushed more readily than a moth. Between dawn and dusk they are broken to pieces. Unnoticed, they perish forever. Are not the cords of their tent pulled up, so that they die without wisdom? Job 5. Call if you will, but who will answer you? To which of the holy ones will you turn? Resentment kills a fool, and envy slays the simple. I myself have seen a fool taking root, but suddenly his house was cursed. His children are far from safety, crushed in court without a defender. The hungry consume his harvest, taking it even from among thorns, and the thirsty pant after his wealth. For hardship does not spring from the soil, nor does trouble sprout from the ground. Yet man is born to trouble as surely as sparks fly upward. But if I were you, I would appeal to God. I would lay my cause before Him. He performs wonders that cannot be fathomed, miracles that cannot be counted. He provides rain for the earth. He sends water on the countryside. The lowly He sets on high, and those who mourn are lifted to safety. He thwarts the plans of the crafty, so that their hands achieve no success. He catches the wise in their craftiness, and the schemes of the wily are swept away. Darkness comes upon them in the daytime. At noon they grope as in the night. He saves the needy from the sword in their mouth. He saves them from the clutches of the powerful. So the poor have hope, and injustice shuts its mouth. Blessed is the one whom God corrects, so do not despise the discipline of the Almighty. For he wounds, but he also binds up. He injures, but his hands also heal. From 6 calamities he will rescue you. In 7 no harm will touch you. In famine he will deliver you from death, and in battle from the stroke of the sword. You will be protected from the lash of the tongue, and need not fear when destruction comes. You will laugh at destruction and famine, and need not fear the wild animals. For you will have a covenant with the stones of the field, and the wild animals will be at peace with you. You will know that your tent is secure. You will take stock of your property and find nothing missing. You will know that your children will be many, and your descendants like the grass of the earth. You will come to the grave in full vigor, like sheaves gathered in season. We have examined this, and it is true. So hear it and apply it to yourself. Job 6. Then Job replied, "If only my anguish could be weighed, and all my misery be placed on the scales, it would surely outweigh the sand of the seas. No wonder my words have been impetuous. The arrows of the Almighty are in me, my spirit drinks in their poison. God's terrors are marshaled against me. Does a wild donkey bray when it has grass, or an ox bellow when it has fodder? Is tasteless food eaten without salt, or is there flavor in the sap of the mallow? I refuse to touch it. Such food makes me ill. Oh, that I might have my request, that God would grant what I hope for, that God would be willing to crush me, to let loose his hand and cut off my life. Then I would still have this consolation, my joy in unrelenting pain, that I had not denied the words of the Holy One. What strength do I have, that I should still hope? What prospects, that I should be patient? Do I have the strength of stone? Is my flesh bronze? Do I have any power to help myself, now that success has been driven from me? Anyone who withholds kindness from a friend forsakes the fear of the Almighty. But my brothers are as undependable as intermittent streams, as the streams that overflow, when darkened by thawing ice and swollen with melting snow, but that stop flowing in the dry season, and in the heat vanish from their channels. Caravans turn aside from their routes. They go off into the wasteland and perish. The caravans of Tema look for water. The traveling merchants of Sheba look in hope. They are distressed because they had been confident. They arrive there, only to be disappointed. Now you too have proved to be of no help. You see something dreadful and are afraid. Have I ever said, "Give something on my behalf. Pay a ransom for me from your wealth. Deliver me from the hand of the enemy. Rescue me from the clutches of the ruthless? Teach me, and I will be quiet. Show me where I have been wrong." How painful are honest words. But what do your arguments prove? Do you mean to correct what I say and treat my desperate words as wind? You would even cast lots for the fatherless and barter away your friend. But now be so kind as to look at me. Would I lie to your face? Relent. Do not be unjust. Reconsider, for my integrity is at stake. Is there any wickedness on my lips? Can my mouth not discern malice? Job 7. Do not mortals have hard service on earth? Are not their days like those of hired laborers, like a slave longing for the evening shadows, or a hired laborer waiting to be paid? So I have been allotted months of futility, and nights of misery have been assigned to me. When I lie down, I think, how long before I get up? The night drags on, and I toss and turn until dawn. My body is clothed with worms and scabs. My skin is broken and festering. My days are swifter than a weaver's shuttle, and they come to an end without hope. Remember, O God, that my life is but a breath. My eyes will never see happiness again. The eye that now sees me will see me no longer. You will look for me, but I will be no more. As a cloud vanishes and is gone, so one who goes down to the grave does not return. He will never come to his house again. His place will know him no more. Therefore I will not keep silent. I will speak out in the anguish of my spirit. I will complain in the bitterness of my soul. Am I the sea, or the monster of the deep, that you put me under guard? When I think my bed will comfort me, and my couch will ease my complaint, even then you frighten me with dreams and terrify me with visions, so that I prefer strangling and death rather than this body of mine. I despise my life. I would not live forever. Let me alone. My days have no meaning. What is mankind that you make so much of them, that you give them so much attention, that you examine them every morning and test them every moment? Will you never look away from me, or let me alone even for an instant? If I have sinned, what have I done to you? You who see everything we do, why have you made me your target? Have I become a burden to you? Why do you not pardon my offenses and forgive my sins? For I will soon lie down in the dust. You will search for me, but I will be no more. Job 8. Bildad. Then Bildad the Shuhite replied, How long will you say such things? Your words are a blustering wind. Does God pervert justice? Does the Almighty pervert what is right? When your children sinned against him, he gave them over to the penalty of their sin. But if you will seek God earnestly and plead with the Almighty, if you are pure and upright, even now he will rouse himself on your behalf and restore you to your prosperous state. Your beginnings will seem humble, so prosperous will your future be. Ask the former generation and find out what their ancestors learned. For we were born only yesterday and know nothing, and our days on earth are but a shadow. Will they not instruct you and tell you? Will they not bring forth words from their understanding? Can papyrus grow tall where there is no marsh? Can reeds thrive without water? While still growing and uncut, they wither more quickly than grass. Such is the destiny of all who forget God. So perishes the hope of the godless. What they trust in is fragile. What they rely on is a spider's web. They lean on the web, but it gives way. They cling to it, but it does not hold. They are like a well-watered plant in the sunshine, spreading its shoots over the garden. It entwines its roots around a pile of rocks and looks for a place among the stones. But when it is torn from its spot, that place disowns it and says, I never saw you. Surely its life withers away, and from the soil other plants grow. Surely God does not reject one who is blameless or strengthen the hands of evildoers. He will yet fill your mouth with laughter and your lips with shouts of joy. Your enemies will be clothed in shame, and the tents of the wicked will be no more. Job 9. Job. Then Job replied, Indeed, I know that this is true. But how can mere mortals prove their innocence before God? Though they wished to dispute with him, they could not answer him 1 time out of 1,000. His wisdom is profound, his power is vast. Who has resisted him and come out unscathed? He moves mountains without their knowing it and overturns them in his anger. He shakes the earth from its place and makes its pillars tremble. He speaks to the sun and it does not shine. He seals off the light of the stars. He alone stretches out the heavens and treads on the waves of the sea. He is the maker of the Bear and Orion, the Pleiades and the constellations of the south. He performs wonders that cannot be fathomed, miracles that cannot be counted. When he passes me, I cannot see him. When he goes by, I cannot perceive him. If he snatches away, who can stop him? Who can say to him, What are you doing? God does not restrain his anger. Even the cohorts of Rahab cowered at his feet. How then can I dispute with him? How can I find words to argue with him? Though I were innocent, I could not answer him. I could only plead with my judge for mercy. Even if I summoned him and he responded, I do not believe he would give me a hearing. He would crush me with a storm and multiply my wounds for no reason. He would not let me catch my breath, but would overwhelm me with misery. If it is a matter of strength, he is mighty. And if it is a matter of justice, who can challenge him? Even if I were innocent, my mouth would condemn me. If I were blameless, it would pronounce me guilty. Although I am blameless, I have no concern for myself. I despise my own life. It is all the same. That is why I say, he destroys both the blameless and the wicked. When a scourge brings sudden death, he mocks the despair of the innocent. When a land falls into the hands of the wicked, he blindfolds its judges. If it is not he, then who is it? My days are swifter than a runner. They fly away without a glimpse of joy. They skim past like boats of papyrus, like eagles swooping down on their prey. If I say, I will forget my complaint, I will change my expression and smile, I still dread all my sufferings, for I know you will not hold me innocent. Since I am already found guilty, why should I struggle in vain? Even if I washed myself with soap and my hands with cleansing powder, you would plunge me into a slime pit, so that even my clothes would detest me. He is not a mere mortal like me that I might answer him, that we might confront each other in court. If only there were someone to mediate between us, someone to bring us together, someone to remove God's rod from me, so that his terror would frighten me no more. Then I would speak up without fear of him, but as it now stands with me, I cannot. Concluso, as this prayer gently comes to a close, allow yourself to remain right here for a moment. No rush to move, no need to do anything else. If this message spoke to your heart, if the story of Job and this quiet moment of prayer brought you peace, comfort, or rest, I invite you to stay connected with this channel. Subscribe so you can receive more night prayers, reflections, and messages like this one. If you felt God's presence tonight, take a second to like this video and leave a comment sharing what touched you most. Your interaction helps this message reach others who may need the same peace you're receiving now. Rest well, sleep deeply, and may God's peace remain with you.